Welcome to this week's Hooking Up and Tracking Down Tip of the Week. I'm Ranger Boat Pro Staffer Steve Graff, and today we talk about the money bait. This is the bait. If you're going to fish tournaments, you've got to learn to fish the jig. The jig is the money bait. It's what more money has been won on over the course of time. It's a bulky bait. It's a big bait. It's a big fish bait. Don't ask me why, but it's basically a crawfish imitator is what it's designed to do. But now they come out with what they call swim jigs that you actually throw out like a spinner bait without the blades on them, that you actually just slow roll, slow fish that bait, slow reel it back to you in the boat. And it goes through the cover and it's got a little trailer behind it, little flapping claws or whatever. You can put different trailers behind it, but it's designed to imitate bait fish. But the main jig that for years people have won more money on is the bass jig. And there's different types. I'm gonna talk a little bit about the different types of jigs. This is what we call basically an archy head. This is a sand tone. It's a brand new sand tone jig they just come out with. It's an archy head style bait. You know, you've got this type of head, and then you've got the regular sand tone head. Let's see if I can, here's the regular sand tone head, which is a good all-around jig. It's designed for cover. It's designed for grass. It comes through grass really well. It comes through a brush top really well. It's good around docks. It's just a good all-around head on the bait that makes this bait come through cover and brush and grass really, really well. That's a great product by Sandtone Lures. Now, why two different style heads? The different head designs are designed to do a couple of things. Number one, rate of fall. Nothing is more important when fishing a jig than the rate of fall. Whether if you've got a real thick skirt with a lightweight head on there and the skirt's real thick and you got a lot of strands, bulky kind of bait, that jig with a light head is going to fall real slow. It gives the fish an opportunity to see it, maybe to strike it if they're in the mood for a slow fall. Other days, some guys like to go with a heavy jig. Some guys want to throw a 9/16, a 3/8, or a 3/4, 1 ounce jig. They flip it up. Even if they're fishing 2 to 4 foot of water, they'll flip the jig up there and it just flashes right by the fish. They're looking for the reaction bite. That's why they throw a heavy jig. They're wanting that quick reaction bite. It's not that the fish are necessarily on the bottom. Now, if you're fishing, say 20, 25 foot of water, you don't want to throw probably a 1/4 ounce jig because it takes it forever to get down. You'd want to throw a 3/4 to 1 ounce jig if you're fishing 20, 25 foot of water. Most of the time, that's where this jig right here comes in. This is a 3/4 ounce football head jig. Why football head? Well, it does look like a football. And the purpose of that, especially if you're fishing in rocky terrain, around rock jetties like on Red River, any kind of rocky gravel type bottom, this bait rolls and moves and comes through that type of dragging along the bottom. It allows it to roll and turn to come off and not get hung up as bad. To whereas if you throw just a regular archy head jig, especially around the rocks, the jetties on Red River, you're gonna get hung up quite a bit with this. You will still get hung up with this, but not near as bad. Now, some jigs are designed mainly for grass. That's what this jig right here is. It's very pointed, it's almost a bullet shape. That's designed to come through grass, and you're for flipping real thick matted grass. You basically flip that bait over there, let it go down through the grass, and all you're doing is basically vertical fishing. Once it penetrates the hydrilla or the grass or lily pads or water hyacinth, whatever you're fishing, once it penetrates it, those bass are hanging out underneath that cover. When that bait falls in front of them, they'll grab it. But that's what this bait's designed to do with the bullet head, to get through that cover a little bit easier. Now, some guys, instead of throwing a bullet head type jig, they just go to a heavier jig. They'll throw a regular sand tone 1/2 ounce or 3/4 ounce jig that'll penetrate that mat and still get through it. Most of the time, when you're trying to penetrate matted grass, hydrilla, water hyacinth, anything like that, you not only want a heavy jig, you want a compact jig, something that's small and compact, as I have right here. This is a very small, compact type jig. It's even got the little crawfish trailer on there already. And it's a bait that I can flip it into small holes and it'll drop straight through there, and the bass are sitting there waiting on it. To whereas when you throw a real big bulky bait, something more like this got, say, a baby brush hog as a trailer, it's got a lot of bulk to it. It doesn't tend to get down through the cover quite as good. To whereas the small compact bait is small, slender. I'll take some of the strands of skirt out to kind of thin the skirt down where it's not as bulky and makes it go through the cover a lot easier. So that's just a few tips on jig fishing. Again, if you're going to be a tournament guy, you've got to learn to fish the jig. If you're not going to fish the jig, and guys are telling me, well, how do you learn to fish the jig? don't take nothing with you but the jig. When you got all your other stuff, your spinner baits, your worms, your crankbaits, you have a tendency to give up on the jig because it's a bait that you have to learn how to work. So the best way that I have learned to fish a jig is to not have anything else in the boat with me but a jig. That way I have to focus on, I have nothing else to throw. It made me a better jig fisherman when I had nothing else to throw but the jig. So I didn't have other baits I could fall back on. It made me learn how to fish this. But if you can fish a worm, you can fish a jig. It's not difficult to do. So check it out. Santone Lures, great product, great jig line, santonelures.com. That's this week's Hooking Up and Tracking Down Tip of the Week.